Property Report is powered by realestate.com.au. Know the value of your home today. Track your property now.
To property now, and with millions of Australians in lockdown around the country, there are likely many people craving more space both inside and outside their homes. Joining me from realestate.com.au is John Healy. John, great to see you. New data has revealed scenic suburbs further away from the CBDs have experienced the biggest jumps in average values this year.
Yes, that's right. Buyer demand in the outer suburban areas and regional areas of the country has been really strong right throughout the pandemic, and that demand has helped drive value rises in many of those areas, as well as more people work from home and look to work more flexibly on a permanent basis. It really has opened up a whole new range of areas for potential buyers to look at when making their next move. And data for the first half of this year has really shown that it is those scenic and coastal areas in our capital city regions which have proven really popular. In New South Wales, houses in Fegan Bay on the Central Coast are up 43% in terms of their average estimated value between December and June this year. In Victoria, houses in Shoreham, which is on the Mornington Peninsula, are up 44%. And in Queensland, houses in Lacey's Creek in the Moreton Bay region are up 33% in terms of their average estimated value this year. So the thing that those suburbs in particular share in common are great livability, also some great amenities, some beautiful surrounds, and buyers there can potentially pick up bigger homes on bigger blocks also. And the other thing that those suburbs share in common is great commutability into their respective CBDs. All of those suburbs around 1.5 hours into Sydney, Brisbane or Melbourne. And that is a really important and attractive factor for buyers this year.
Yeah, people certainly looking for a different lifestyle. And with lockdowns now in place across New South Wales, Victoria and South Australia, what does that mean for the auction market this weekend?
Yes, well, that's right. With lockdowns in place across 3 states, the scheduled auction numbers are looking more subdued this week, albeit higher in many capital cities than at the same time last year. We're expecting more than 1,300 homes to go under the hammer around our capital city markets this weekend. That's around 33% down on numbers last week. In Sydney, it's expecting just over 300 homes to go under the hammer this weekend. That's down around 38% on numbers last week. Melbourne's in a similar boat, just under 700 homes are scheduled to go to market there, which is also down nearly 40% on auction volumes there last week. And in Adelaide, where, of course, stay-at-home orders are also in place and a snap 7-day lockdown is in place now for that city, meaning in-person auctions and inspections there are banned. That market will largely move online this week. But numbers in Adelaide looking down around 30% week on week. Brisbane, though, bucking the trend. Numbers up 6% in Brisbane this weekend with 145 auctions scheduled.
And with online auctions taking place again in Melbourne and Sydney last week, how did auction sales perform?
Well, clearance rates remained very, very strong around the major capital city markets last weekend. Sydney, Adelaide and the ACT were all above the 90% range again, which is very strong. Sydney up above 92% last weekend. That was actually 4% up on its clearance rate the week before. Melbourne also sitting just under a 90% clearance rate, which was very good. And that was its best result in 5 weeks in Melbourne last weekend. Brisbane also a very good result, up above 70% last weekend. Its best result also in around 4 weeks there. And Adelaide and the ACT just remained rock solid again last week. The ACT is now homing in on nearly 6 months with a clearance rate well above 90%.
And speaking of buyers' desire for more space, John, amid these COVID lockdowns, some of the most popular homes of the week have plenty of that.
They really do. The most viewed homes of the week really don't lack for space. They're dominated by big homes on big blocks or properties with some very big price tags attached in some cases as well. And if we have a look at the fourth most viewed home of the week, this home is actually in Mullaney on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland. And it's a stunning home. It's a 6-bedroom home with 1,500 square metres of space in place there. It's actually also on a piece of land that's nearly 185 acres large. It's got every luxury feature imaginable, and it was actually the Master Builders Queensland Home of the Year just back in 2016. So plenty of interest expected in this one now that it's on the market.
Yeah.